Variations by Andrew Lloyd Webber. I bought this LP from the charity shop in Cosy Corner in Hazelmere for £1. It is in perfect condition and I have seen one for sale on Amazon for £150. I was never particularly interested in this album till I saw a piece on a YouTube prog rock channel that I subscribe to. It claimed that this album is prog rock in disguise. I had thought it was just a series of cello pieces written for and performed by Julian Lloyd Webber, Andrew's brother. But it is much more of a rock instrumental album with some of the top rock musicians of the 1970s, including the late great Gary Moore on lead guitar. Like just about anyone of my vintage, I was familiar with the main theme, which is Lloyd Webber's variation on the theme by Paganini. It was a hit single and was the theme to the South Bank show. About a year ago I did a recommendation piece about Rachmaninoff's variations on a theme by Paganini, so when I found this album I thought it would be good to compare. Lloyd Webber never seems to go that far from the original melody, and never reaches the emotional impact of the Rachmaninoff variation that famously came about by inverting the score. There are some that might say that Andrew Lloyd Webber was uniquely suited to writing variations on other composers' pieces. They might think that, but who am I to comment? Lloyd Webber's variations are more variations in style. The stylistic variations he explores take us from jazz to disco. I was surprised at how much disco and funk there is in the famous hit single variation. The second variation starts like a Mike Oldfield piece played on flute, but then becomes an exercise in trying out all the synth patches. The third theme is noisy rock music played over a repeating riff, with some soaring Gary Moore lead guitar. There is a big theme that sounds like it is from one of Lloyd Webber's big musicals, and probably is. There is a section where Gary Moore plays in the style of Hank Marvin, and the fact that he does not sound as good as the real thing is a tribute to the man himself. It is very much like progressive rock at times, and it avoids being one of those classical music with a 4/4 drum beat atrocities that were a thing back in the 70s when an awful Mozart piece got into the charts. I am not a fan of Andrew Lloyd Webber, though I will concede he can write a good tune. And there are some good tunes on this album, with the big advantage that you don't have to listen to any schmaltzy lyrics and hammy singing. It was well worth paying £1 for, especially as it is probably worth considerably more. Variations by Andrew Lloyd Webber.